Welcome to the Logic Bank Community Jumper Guide, October 2022. Let's start with the basics as always. The two methods to make a jumper account are as follows. Option 1, into Settings, Character Management, and then Create New Character. This button here. And you always now want to create your jumper in the newest kingdom possible. I will explain why later. Option number 2 is to go to one of your old accounts, if you're lucky enough to have old accounts like myself. And you should be offered the welcome back event. And you, of course, want the new journey so you can start a new account. And again, you always want to be in the latest kingdom, which is 2967 at the moment. So let's grab it and make an account there. You now have the option of what kingdom to choose. My recommendation is to always be China. As I say, this is up to you, but I feel it's the strongest kingdom for any beginning account. Here you are on your brand new jumper. The first thing you need to do is go into Items and then to Other and check you have the beginner's immigration. I've had a few people message me where they've been following old guides or have got confused with the jumper process and they don't have this item. Make sure you've got it before you start working on your jumper. The next thing you need to look at is the beginner's teleports. These are a really powerful item. What I would suggest though is to only use one as your jump in, so that when you're in your new target kingdom, you will have one of these left so that you can move either close to your alliance or into a nice tight spot if you're a barbarian chainer. One of the most important changes to understand from my last jumper guide is this change in the game. Your character's starting kingdom, not your current kingdom, cannot be over 10 days older than your destination kingdom. It's a bit of a confusing message, but let's just imagine that you started your jumper in 2922. You then jump to you make your jumper for 3 days and then jump to 2925 and you'll be here, which is fantastic. This is not your starting kingdom though. Your starting kingdom was 2922. This means that the maximum, if you weren't happy with kingdom 2925 and wanted to move again, the only kingdom you could jump forward to would be up to here we are, 2929. So, and let's imagine you made your jumper for the maximum time you could and you were in kingdom 2929. It means you wouldn't be able to move forward. If you weren't happy with your kingdom, you would have to move back, which is not advisable. It will greatly weaken your account if you have to jump back in kingdom number. This is really important. If you take nothing from this video, please understand this part. Now let's get back to the normal jumper tips. Now remember, in each kingdom you can have up to 2 accounts. So you could start a farm account to go alongside your jumper and to jump with you and help you get resources in your new kingdom. Or you could do what I always do, which is create a fort buddy, like this account here. It's best to usually pick Britain for this so that you have Boudica, who's good at killing barbarians and running rallies. And of course, she also has that 5% to training to help you boost the number of troops quickly. And then you will be able to run. You could jump her, create her before your jumper, load her up with Lohar, and then jump to the kingdom you're starting your jumper, and have a real benefit that you could get Lohar early and be able to run rallies and get extra rewards for your jumper. This is a bit advanced, but definitely worth doing or pursuing or taking the time to do. Let's now go through the advantages that a jumper's going to give you. The first you have is here in settings in the redeem. You can collect redeem codes in your jumper kingdom and in your target kingdom after you have jumped. That's really important to know that you can double collect those. The next advantage is you can start your Rise of Kingdoms event, but don't collect, if you jump for a long period, don't collect these coins. You want to collect those in your new kingdom. So if this chest is available, don't collect it whilst jumping. That's really important. You have the other events that will start. The War of Ruins is fantastic for gold keys. And of course, the Glory of Battle. Now, as a jumper, the Glory of Battle is very difficult to get the best of, but certainly possible to get to 350 as a jumper, maybe even 600 if you're jumping for that full period. Don't forget also to do the community tab, which is at the bottom here for those 200 gems. The next major advantage for being a jumper is clearing the courier station. Obviously, you can buy as much as you possibly can, and I do open my resource packs if it's something very valuable like 2-hour speed ups building. But think about this. This is one of the major advantages that you can gain. You want to do this 4 times a day. If you're really, really wanting to push power, you could spend that refresh for 100 gems. I do it when I'm trying to build a really big account. I do use this, but obviously think that's maybe for the people that are definitely planning to farm gems. Let's just see if we can get lucky. So there you go. Well, 1 hour. Really what you want though is you don't get at least 2 hours in speed ups from the refresh, then it wasn't worth it. So that wasn't a good one. So be careful with that. The next major advantage is, of course, clearing your action points. Plus your 500 extra action points. Killing the highest level barbarians you possibly can. Also, during your jump, the very, very valuable Lohar trial will start. And to take the best advantage of this as you absolutely can. I would suggest though, if you're part of a large jump group and you start to run Lohar as a rally, just be careful with those blue Lohar, they're pretty difficult. Right, let's start building the jumper now. It's important that none of your buildings go over level 7. So here I am, I'm about to finish my city hall. I'm not going to use any speed ups though, because I want to save them for my new kingdom. Also, of course, I want to get research as far as I possibly can using my academy. The next thing you need to think about is troops. I used to suggest that you got as many siege troops as possible, but I'm now changing what my suggestion is, and I think you should try and balance the number of troops you have. That means you want them all to be roughly the same number. So instead of having 3,000 siege and 1,000 of the others, you should try and have 1,500 of each to keep them all level. The reason you do this is so it triggers the events that reward training speed ups, and it will make your jumper a lot stronger. Next, you want to look at out to the map. I have a few tips on the map that are important to follow. Firstly, with the mysterious caves, you only want to do the medium and high caves. This is so that when you go to your new kingdom, you can do the medium and high caves again before the game reduces the reward for caves. So if you do too many caves, the game then eventually reduces the reward, and you want to avoid this by doing the medium and high first on your jumper kingdom, then the medium and high first on your target kingdom. The next tip I have is, as you uncover the map, you will find sanctums. You'll get a message to say that your scout has found a sanctum. What I would suggest now is you don't press on that message. You save that for your future kingdom as well, and that will help you uncover the map quicker. Once your jumper is up and running and you have all the buildings to level 7, it's a bit like having a baby. You've got to feed it every hour. Every hour that you feed it, though, is another 1200 power, because you will get all the troops 300 each, set them off going again, and then log back in 1 hour. The more you do this, the more powerful the jumper will be. But as like I said, it's like having a baby that you have to feed every hour. Don't forget, of course, to send out your gatherers as well, because until you've got enough troops, this is going to take up a lot of time as well. But I think to log in once every hour, as you can throughout the day, is a huge part of making a big jumper. Sometimes jumping can be a little bit boring. Sometimes you're on your own, or even if you're part of a project, people are only just logging in and out, and it's not that same buzz as being in a New Kingdoms alliance. What you could do to pass the time, though, is try and achieve the achievements. It's very easy to get Vanquisher 100 points. The Adventurer 100 points is also possible. And it's definitely possible to get those 5 gold keys for 300, for 5 gold keys there for 300 points. You do need a bit of help from your fellow Alliance or Jump Project members to perhaps have a duels or just attack your city and lose on purpose. But these are all possible to do and a real benefit to your account. As you're building your jumper, there are 4 things you need to gather throughout the day to make your jumper much stronger. The first, of course, is your daily objectives. You need to do this every day, which is pretty easy. That's a basic one. Collect that daily gold key. The next is you want to collect is quest rewards, but you don't claim them. So instead of claiming these, you just let them add up as you're gathering and getting those quest rewards, but don't claim them. Really important, because if you claim them all, you may have to then delete some of those resources when you make your jump. The next thing you can farm is technology points. Alliance technology points add up to 10,000, hopefully add up to 10,000 in a day, and you will then win a reward, which can be up to 8 hours speed ups if you do this win it in a day, if you get 10,000 in a day, and if you get 50,000 in the week, it's that precious 2 times 24 hours could be yours. This is very important. Alternatively, though, some people collect alliance helps. If you're in an alliance on your own, though, you'll need to leave that alliance and then find an alliance that is free to join. There we are. Join it. And there we are, 19 helps. Grab that. And there we are. It will trigger the Help in Hand quest line, which if we go down and have a quick look at that, is very precious as you move through the game. So I'm a little further down the line here on this account, but it's 18 5-minute speed ups just for farming those helps. So that was 19. Oh, another 2. That makes 21. Let's leave this alliance and see if we can find another one. Now be careful, don't do this too much because you can, there's another 18, you can get banned from joining an alliance for an hour or so if you join too many too quickly. So just do some and then back to your account or back to your solo alliance or your Jump Pro project so that you can carry on getting those alliance donation points.